If you follow online trends, chances are you've already heard about the T app. It was marketed as a safety dating app for women, letting them anonymously paste reviews, stories about men they had gone on dates with. They basically could post whatever about any man without any real form of verification. Now, if that already sounds creepy to you, well, good, because it's creepy. But here's where it gets worse. Someone thought, hey, why don't we flip the script? And that's how we got TeaOnHer, a near carbon copy, but for men to post about women they've gone out on dates with. So, yes, two apps that should never have existed, not just because of their premise, but because of their reckless approach to data and security. But this video is not about how these apps are morally questionable. This is more about how horrifyingly broken their security is, and more of what it tells us about the state of privacy in 2025. Let's start with the original T app. It wasn't just creepy in concept, it was a catastrophic failure in execution as well. A publicly exposed database left over 72,000 images wide open. These included thousands of selfies and government-issued IDs submitted for account verification. Then came the second wave, a breach that exposed over 1 million private messages shared on the app. Now, this forced the developers to completely disable the messaging feature. So in the end, the app that was meant to dox men doxed everyone instead, thanks to one of the worst secured back-end systems we've ever seen. So what exactly went wrong? Even as a non-enterprise app engineer, I could count more than a dozen rookie-level flaws. Legacy data was never deleted, meaning your old data stayed online long after you left. Unsecured API endpoints, shared keys, and public access to internal functions. No segregation of sensitive data, so user IDs, media, location information, all dumped together. There was zero encryption, both in transit and at rest, and there were no access controls or user-based permissions. It didn't end there, there was no rate limiting, and worst of all, no logging, no alerting, no monitoring. But here's what really blew my mind. The app was built using generative AI tools, fast-tracked with no security reviews, no secure defaults, and no human threat modeling. Basically, it was vibe coded into production. Now, you would think that after all this disaster, people will learn. But of course not. Now we have TeaOnHer, a clone of the first app, but this time targeting women. And guess what? It's already ranked number 2 in the iOS lifestyle category. Meaning more people are trusting their identity, location data into this train wreck. But I guess the real question here is, how bad is it really? Well, TechCrunch already found a publicly exposed flaw that allows anyone to access usernames, associated email addresses, driver's license images, selfies used for verifications, and even posts containing user-submitted allegations tied to names and locations. And yes, those driver's license images are hosted on open, guessable URLs. No auth, no encryption, no session checks. Just plug the link into a browser and you're in. Let that sink in. Now here's the kicker. The app claims data not collected in its App Store privacy section. But when you read the actual privacy policy, here is what you are actually handing over. Identity verification data, location and GPS data, dating reviews, uploaded screenshots, photos or even restaurant receipts, and in some cases even police reports for serious accusations. Now it even gets worse. If you scroll down the privacy policy, you realize verification results are retained for 7 years, communications are retained for 2 years, and location history for 1 year. I mean, that's a long time to hold on to data this personal. So what does this tell us? Well, there are two things. Just because an app is on the App Store doesn't mean it's been vetted for security. Apple and Google do not audit back-end practices. They merely rely on surface-level declarations. Secondly, people are still blindly giving away their most sensitive data to apps that don't even pretend to protect it. If you're uploading your ID, location, and intimate personal experiences to an app like this, especially when its flaws are right there in black and white, I honestly don't know what to say. Maybe you just don't care if it leaks. But let's be clear, you should care. Because this isn't just about you. Once this data leaks, it becomes someone else's problem as well. The friend in the photo, the person mentioned in your post, your future employer, your family, it's really messy. If this is what dating tech is becoming, then the biggest red flag isn't in someone's profile. It's the app you use to view them. Apps like TeaOnHer are not bugs in the system. They are the system. We are now in an era where anyone with ChatGPT, zero ethics, and a Stripe account can spin up a dating safety app, harvest your most intimate data, and vanish before the lawsuits even arrive. This is exploitation at scale, not innovation. And yet, the apps aren't the only ones failing. Every time we shrug and say, oh, it's just how the internet works, we are giving them permission. That's why I will always bring awareness to this kind of things. The biggest privacy breaches in your life might not come from hackers, but from you trusting the wrong application with the right information. So here's my challenge. Before you download another app, ask yourself this question. What would this data look like if it leaked? If the answer to this makes you flinch, you already know what to do. Now, if you found value in this and want to help me keep making content like this, consider joining the channel membership. The link is pinned in the comments. And if this is your first time on the channel, remember to subscribe. Also, like this video and share it so that the algorithm knows you find this kind of content helpful. Until the next one, stay safe out there.